Tell just watching Vegan Ava here, and I'm cracking up laughing.
Hey everyone, so welcome to another video, and in this video I would like to share with you some of the secrets and simple tips how to get ass like Jen Selter.
I don't know if her boyfriend speaks English as his first language, but even though it's such a small error, to me it really is hilarious that she says, I'm going to give you tips on how to get ass like Jen Selter. She said how to get an ass. Like, no. How, not the ass. Not the ass of, no, how to get ass. Like Jen Selter. In the English language, how to get ass has a different meaning from how to get an ass. I'm sorry, English is a terrible language. I've taught English, I've studied English. It's horrible. We have all these rules set up just so that, we'll never lack jobs for people teaching ESL. But anyway, man, Ava, I guess her boyfriend doesn't speak English as a first language either. Rough trade, Ava, but let's hear your tips on how to get ass.
And if you don't know who Jen Selter is, she is an Instagram star. She became extremely famous because of her toned around huge butt. And
the only anecdote I have about Jen Selter is that a well-known rapper on his podcast was hitting on her. That was very memorable to me. That he interrupted his podcast to very sincerely try to get a date going with Jen Selter. And I thought, wow, that is micro fame defined.
Not only she has 10.2 million followers on her Instagram page, but everyone is talking about her butt. And she basically became famous posing in sportswear, wearing sports bras or tiny tops, leggings or short shorts that are actually showing her butt, and sneakers. And she became really famous because of her huge butt and lean physique.
This is true. This is some incisive commentary from Vegan Ava. But it's interesting to me that Ava does not seem to recognize that this undercuts the whole methodology of Freely the Banana Girl and the methodology that Ava herself copies. The methodology that, Ava has copied from Durian Rider and to some extent from Freely, of pretending that veganism is the only way you can achieve your goals, achieve your dreams. There are all these people like Jen Selter who are selling the same dream, right? And Jen Selter eats meat every day, people. So now, I don't give a damn. It's obviously beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I don't care if you find Jen Selter more attractive than Freely or whatever. This is ridiculous. But for some people, that's the look they're trying to achieve. So what are you going to do? Are you going to... Trying to base vegan activism on people's fantasies about what kind of body they can achieve through diet and exercise is just the most counterproductive, ill-fated, dead-ended form of activism imaginable. But for the last 4 years, it's been the most prominent, and it's mesmerized and hypnotized people like Vegan Ava, precisely because Vegan Ava imagines she can live a certain kind of lifestyle while exercising and pursuing this form of activism. But anyway, pathetic. But look, yeah, Jen Selter. Jen Selter has a body that a lot of people, including some rap artists, admire. Not me, not my type. So what? Come on, man. Every magazine on the rack is full of women who eat meat on the daily, who are presenting you with one idealized image of a healthy body after another. So how are you going to win? How can veganism possibly win? Yes, we also have our magazine on the rack, next to Cosmopolitan, next to Vogue. Our magazine is never going to sell as many numbers as Cosmopolitan and Vogue. We're never going to have more half-naked women convincing people to emulate their diet. And most of the people, in my opinion, this is not said, but in my opinion, most of the people who provisionally try that in order to get those results, physically or in terms of personal beauty, they do give up because they're not committed to veganism for the right reasons. And veganism doesn't give them the results they want anyway. It's a sham. What we have to offer in veganism, it's such a simple message. It's so positive. It's so beautiful. It's such a wonderful positive difference you can make in the world today, no matter who you are, even if you're a taxi driver, even if you're a bus driver. There are many things in the world you have to be well-educated or powerful or wealthy to do. This is a positive change you can make for you and for your grandchildren and for your great-grandchildren, for the future of the planet, for the animals, blah, blah, blah. I can sell it on that fundamentally ethical basis, ecological basis, etc. But I can't sell it to you because it'll give you a better ass or a tighter waist. I can't. And even if I try to sell it, then I'm just one more book on the shelf. I'm one more magazine on the rack. Pardon me. It's one more image of a slender woman trying to sell you this dream. And I've joked about it here because God knows we got plenty of slender women here in China who eat meat daily. Okay, I'm surrounded by examples of the lean figure that many American women aspire to. But they've accomplished it while eating meat every single day. And I remember joking, it's like, well, with one of these girls who's so slim, I've got to get her to come on camera with me and pretend that she lost her weight because of my vegan diet, I signed up for à-bas-le-ciel's 8 bagels a day diet. I used to be 300 pounds, and look at me now. However, none of the women, I joked about doing that with, none of them are vegan. They're all very slim, in some cases slim and athletic women who eat meat every day. My gym, I just came from the gym. When I finish filming this, I'm going to go back to the gym. My gym is full of slender athletic women who eat meat every single day. So we can't win. But anyway, and Jen Selter can't win either, man. God, there was a famous quote from Charlemagne the God. Charlemagne the God is a radio personality. That is his actual name, Charlemagne the God. He calls himself God. I'm not calling him God. Charlemagne the God famously said to Buffy the Body, "My mouth will get you more fame than your rear end." Because she was a model also who was famous for the size of her bum, and she sold a diet book and an exercise book and exercise videos. That kind of fame is fleeting, and Charlemagne was right. He's going on to great things.
So is it actually possible to get ass like Jen Selter naturally?
I was really laughing before I hit record about that. I gotta say, I should have recorded my first outburst of laughter. But again, thank you, Vegan Ava. Is it possible to get ass like Jen Selter? Not to get an ass like Jen. Is it possible to get ass like Jen Selter? That's what I want to know. Ava, nobody else. Oh, killing the game. Killing the game, Ava.
Well, I have to disappoint you. You can literally spend the rest of your life in the gym, but you will never achieve her butt because...
Whoa. Plot twist. You can spend the rest of your life in the gym without achieving her butt. What?
Her butt is simply not natural.
Oh, that's where you're going to take it. Guess what? I got bad news for you. Freely the Banana Girl is also not natural. Freely the Banana Girl has silicone breast implants.
And I have found a lot of opinions of plastic surgeons who were shown her pictures of her butt, of her glute muscles, if it is actually possible to achieve this kind of huge round butt naturally. And most of them are saying that it is physically impossible because if you look at her physique, she is extremely lean. She has very lean waist, she has very lean legs, she has very lean arms. She is not having like developed muscles on the whole of her body.
So I actually disagree. I'm not a fan of Jen Selter. I haven't looked at that many pictures of her, but this video is showing me images while Vegan Ava is breaking it down for the vegans in the house. I just think some of the images are photoshopped. Some of them look fake because the photo has been distorted to exaggerate the size. But there are some photos where she looks like a totally normal, proportional person.
Except from her butt. And usually if you do this kind of exercise like squats or just different kinds of exercise in the gym, lifting weights or just with your body weight to get round butt, and yes, you can develop a nice round toned butt, but also you will usually develop quite big thighs for a girl. And she is
okay, so anecdote time. One of the women I loved in my life, I'm not going to say who, let's use a fake name. Okay, no fake name. One of the women I loved in my life was at the gym. And there were 2 African women who approached her for advice repeatedly on how to get a bigger bum. So these were 2 African immigrants. Obviously, we were not living in Africa, but they were directly from Africa. They're not African American. They're not black people. They are people born and grew up in Africa who migrated. Okay, these 2 women. They were asking this woman in my life for advice on how to have a larger bum, because this woman in my life did have a very impressive. This is one of her many redeeming qualities. Wonderful person, wonderful human being in so many ways. And this woman in my life had to reply to about 10 questions in a row about what type of meat they should be eating to have a bigger bum by saying, no, actually, I'm vegan. It's like, the question's along the lines of, oh, I hear that chicken fat helps you get a bigger bum. Is that true? Everyone tells me I should be eating more chicken fat so I could have more of a big rear end. And then it was this long list of other, completely unscientific, but, ultimately fat-based methods of how to have a bigger bum. I mean, ultimately, if you eat chicken fat, you're eating fat. I mean, it's still fat. And on some level, every time, the answer, no, well, I don't eat any chicken fat. I don't eat any, beef stock or whatever it was. All these crazy ideas about different kinds of meat that'll give you a bigger... I'm vegan. This is not the way I do it. So, I don't know. I mean, like so many things in the beauty industry, it's the same with the skin creams and all this stuff. People believe what they want to believe, And a lot of this mythology, people grew up with it, with their grandparents or what have you. They grew up with some of these crazy stories, and they cling to it. I guess some of them will cling to it till the day they die. Anyway, Vegan Ava, break it down.
Simply not having this. If you just look at her legs are extremely lean, and if you just focus on her butt for a while, it simply looks like the butt doesn't even belong to her slim, lean body. And yes, some people...
This is not really the direction I'm having this video going. But anyway, I think this is just over-interpretation. I mean, the reality is a lot of the modeling industry these days, the photographs are fake, whether or not your body is fake, because they use Photoshop. They use digital computer means to modify the image. I don't know.
People may admit that her ass is 100% natural because Jen Selter herself says, and she also refuses these claims that people are accusing having fake butt and having butt implants. She completely refuses it. She says that she knows that her ass is only thanks to hard work, and she definitely does not have any work done on her butt. But Jen Selter herself, she already had a nose job done when she was only 15 years old.
Now, that is true. The nose is definitely fake on Jen Selter.
So, I mean, if you don't mind having a plastic surgery of your nose, why would you not make your butt, look amazing?
I have a really simple answer for that, Vegan Ava. Because you don't sit on your nose. If you have implants in your bum, you are really disabled. And that's why they're illegal in the United States. But in the United States, it's mostly injections of liquid that are not long-lasting. That's a temporary effect. But the actual implants, with silicone implants, they affect your ability to walk. They affect your ability to sit in a chair. So for many people, that is a bridge too far. It exists, but in terms of what's going on in the hip-hop industry, you're mostly talking about injections ultimately of liquids that, again, that's an illegal procedure in the United States of America, but it's not illegal everywhere. So people go on vacation to Latin America and get those injections. Breast implants, at least you don't sit on your breasts, right? But it is a very scary surgery with very serious implications. Your gluteus maximus, those muscles, they help you walk, they help you stand, they help you sit. You're using them all day. And, if it's even slightly uncomfortable, good luck sleeping. If you have pain in those muscles, it doesn't matter if you sleep on your front or your side or your back, your life is going to be misery. So anyway, Vegan Ava, I think you're out of your league here. Although I really expect the high moral tone and intellectual caliber of Vegan Ava's output. I think Vegan Ava bit off more than she could chew when she decided to tackle the topic of how to get ass like Jen Selter.